You have your life, and now you want your freedom too?
It's your fault that Nanako-chan's...
I didn't.
12 o'clock. Is it the Midnight Channel? Hey, isn't this...
I failed to save her. It's because you got in my way.
Another Namatame? How? The real one's right here and we already beat his shadow!
No. Come to think of it, Namatame never faced his other self. And we didn't witness his shadow returning to his body as a persona either. Perhaps that's why we're seeing this now.
What the... I failed. But it wasn't my fault. And the law can't touch me anyway.
What?
Is that what Namatame's really thinking? Then... he wasn't deranged or anything. He knew what he was doing.
To hell with the law! I won't ever forgive what you did!
This... Please! Stop!
Huh? Stop what? We ain't even done anything yet. Or do you want us to do something? Something fitting for a bastard like you!
Kanji...
Do whatever you want. You hate me because the child died, don't you? I don't care either way. Living or dying makes no difference to me. But you're different. You can't do such a thing. You wouldn't dare, right? I'll continue saving people. It's my mission.
Mission?
My God.
Please, stop.
He wants us to stop. What should we do?
What do you mean?
We can't let this bastard do whatever he pleases.
Still, what are you going to do?
No way I'm gonna walk out of here doing nothing.
I understand, but...
This must be a luxury suite. Most hospital wards don't have such large televisions. Why, with something like this in the room, this man could escape at any time. Although once he enters, he may find there's no way out.
Wait a second. You don't mean... Are you... serious?
You just gonna turn your back and walk away?
That's... but... What's gotten into you guys? This is crazy! How can we do something like that?
Chie! Everyone, listen to me. If we're gonna do this, now is our only shot. We won't get a second chance. At this rate, the guy's gonna get off the hook, and he'll go around saving people again. You just heard what this bastard's really thinking. If that happens, it'll be just like Nanako-chan and Senpai. Who knows how many innocent people will die this time? I can't let something like that go. Someone close to me died. Her killer can't be convicted. And now I'm gonna let the same thing happen again? There's no way I can do that! It's just wrong, isn't it?
But... Yosuke...
All we have to do is push him inside the TV. That's it. We do that one thing, and this is all over.
Just... push him inside?
If any of you want no part in this, just leave the room. I'm not gonna force you to stay. As for me, nothing could make me forgive this bastard. But before we do this, I want to hear what you think. What do you want to do, leader? We don't have time to wait. If we don't do this now, the cops will come back. What are you trying to say? That's bullshit! At the very least, we can be sure that a tragedy like this will never happen again! I don't want anybody else to suffer like we did, ever again!
I didn't think we'd end up like this. I mean, I thought we were all on the same page.
How the hell can you be so half-assed about this? Are you okay with what this bastard did?
Of course we're not! But can you look me in the eye and say you're okay with doing the same thing this guy did? It's just like how you feel right now, that you can't turn your back and do nothing. We're not gonna sit back and watch while our friend becomes a murderer, you moron!
To kill someone because they killed someone first. I can't decide on something that serious. But still, if you have it in you to be this angry for someone who was close to you, then you mustn't kill. That's something you can never take back.
So we leave it to the cops? You trust them to handle it?
Even if we can't trust them, from here on is no longer our battle. It's Dojima-san and his fellow officers' fight to convict the suspect. Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm proud that I could protect this town with you all. That's why I don't want to make this terrible situation even worse by doing something like this. I want to keep going to school with you all and make more memories with my friends. I don't want one of those memories to be of us killing someone. So what if there's another crime? We can still save people like we always have. Nothing has happened yet. Then why assume that our future will be filled with misfortune?
Nothing's happened yet. Our future hasn't been decided. Let's go back to Nanako-chan's room.
Oh, there they are. Nanako-chan came around.
Huh? What did you just say?
Nanako-chan's alive?
Are you serious?
It's very rare to be resuscitated after one's heart and lungs fail, but it does happen. But until I know why she collapsed in the first place, I can't say for sure how well she'll recover from here on. Still, Nanako-chan's a fighter, and she's trying desperately to stay alive.
So this isn't a joke? You're actually telling the truth?
Nanako-chan. Oh my god.
This is amazing!
Miracles do happen. I'm so glad.
I didn't know what I was gonna do.
Come on! Stop crying, you two!
Wait a second, where's Teddy? I noticed he didn't come with us when we went to Namatame's room.
You're right. That's weird. I figured he wouldn't move from Nanako-chan's side.
Teddy, where did you go?
I'm going back to my own world. It's not easy to live there now, but it's my reality. I'm really, really thankful for everything all of you did for me. Well, goodbye.
And now, a story on the defendant. However, Namata with so up next.
Fall today. If you
I see. To be honest, I'm still wondering if I really made the best choices. Well, we should get going. Your friends are probably waiting at the station.
Something we don't know. What don't we know? How should I know? What I do know is, if we let it happen again, that'll be too late. Preventing this from happening again? Nothing's more important than that for me right now. Sorry, but I don't understand how you can hesitate just because of that.
I didn't think we'd end up like this. I mean, I thought we were all on the same page.
How the hell can you be so happy? We don't have time to... What are you trying... But we just heard the guy's true feelings on TV! What didn't you understand? Well, what is it? I already told you there's no time to waste. Are you even getting at something here, or are you just stalling? Missing? Like what exactly? Damn it, I've heard enough of this bullshit. Give me a straight answer. Are we doing this or not? That's all I give a damn about right now.
He's right. Let's all calm down for a second.
I'm perfectly calm.
Hey, what did you mean by we're missing something?
What's there to miss with a sick bastard like him?
Hey, let's all take a deep breath. After what happened to Nanako-chan and seeing Dojima-san, we're not thinking straight right now.
Fine.
You're right. We should calm down and think rationally about this. I realize now that we've heard almost nothing from Namatame's perspective. There's no denying that this man brought great harm to Nanako-chan. But other than that point, the rest comes from our assumptions based on watching the Midnight Channel a moment ago. I won't deny that we were blinded by the heat of the moment, trying to impute all responsibility to him rashly.
But... yeah, the guy's not saying anything. Whatever reason he had, there's no doubt about the fact that he'd been throwing people inside the TV. It was him who put Senpai through that misery. How can we possibly understand someone who says killing people is the same as saving them?
Failing to understand and failing to listen are rather different things. Truthfully, not all the hitches that were nagging at me have been answered yet. We'll have to see what he can tell us about them. Though it appears he's in no condition to do so at the moment.
True. Dealing with him right now might not solve all the things that are bothering us. Damn it. But you better remember this. I'll do everything I can to stop him from repeating what he's done. Anytime, anywhere, anything. Jeez, how the hell can you stay so calm, man? Then again, that's why you're our leader. All right, let's go ahead and think this through as much as we need.
If we leave any unanswered questions behind, we'll just be lying to ourselves. Yeah, that ain't gonna cut it. All right, I'm convinced.
Thank you. I'll think as hard as I can and try to help.
We all know how you feel, Yosuke. Come on, we've accomplished this much together, haven't we?
Right. Together.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. And thanks.
Hey, you guys? What are you doing? You can't be in here.
Oh, crap!
We were keeping an eye on the suspect. The police officers outside seem to have their hands full helping Dojima-san. If Namatame were to escape, it would be a disaster for the police's reputation, and their trust in you, Adachi-san.
Oh, I see. We'll tighten security from now on, and I'll arrange for him to be transported out as soon as possible. So, if you guys can keep quiet about being in here, I'd really appreciate it.
How is he, Doctor? He seemed to be extremely agitated a moment ago.
He seems fine for now, but he really needs his rest. Outside, everyone. Doctor's orders.
Understood.
We should go too. Let's get back to Nanako-chan's room. So what's this thing we're missing, huh?
To tell the truth, there's something that's bothering me too. Why did he start killing people in the first place?
Well, he said himself it was to save them, right? So he killed his lover in order to save her and kept going?
The police speculated the first murder was related to the affair, so they called in Namatame for questioning. But everything in his testimony and his bearing, no matter what they looked at, they found nothing suspicious. If he truly is twisted enough to believe that murder is a means of saving people, I think that would have shown through.
Maybe he faked it real well. Or maybe he started out with a normal motive and got a taste for killing after the first time.
No, if that were the case, his motive for killing that announcer would be even more inexplicable. Namatame and his wife were separated at the time. Both Misuzu Hiragi and himself testified that she had discarded him. Hiragi also knew about Yamano beforehand, and Namatame was shocked to hear of Yamano's death. Their relationship was known and was not strained to the point of murder. There's simply no motive in the affair angle. The police invested a great deal of effort into investigating this point. Therefore, we have no convincing motive for Namatame to kill Mayumi Yamano, although her name was written in Namatame's own diary.
His reason for killing her.
It's still possible that he was crazy to begin with and no one realized, right?
I don't really get any of this.
Oh, this is so confusing!
Hey, we could hear you in there. This is a hospital. Maybe you should quiet down a little.
Oh, there you are, all of you. Please come with me immediately.
Huh? What's going on?
What are you waiting for? Hurry, go!
Where am I? Is this Teddy's world? This doesn't quite feel like it, though. I remember being at the hospital.
Pessoal.
That's right.
Ah, tá.
I couldn't do anything.
Não, é que eu tô no PS5, aí o áudio pode ficar um pouco diferente. É só pra não vazar os gritos aqui em casa.
Keep my promise. I lost my reason to be there. That's it. I remember now. So, it was true. Guys, Sensei, what should I do?
Falta quantos troféus aí, hein? Vai ter que matar o Reaper. Vai ter que matar o Reaper. Tu pode colocar na... não pode colocar na dificuldade mais fácil, porque depois não dá pra mudar. Tá, isso aqui eu já sabia, blá blá blá, isso aqui eu já sabia.
What's the matter?
Eu comecei o NG mais do 3 para pegar o resto dos troféus.
I can't reach him. Did that stupid bear forget to charge the battery?
We took a quick look around the hospital, but there's no sign of him. I wonder where he went. Oh, it's snow.
Hey, you're right. Wow, it's been a while since I...
Snow of the year. It's freezing. Let's go home. Hey, Yosuke, if you find Teddy, don't forget to contact us, all right?
I know. Let's meet up at the special headquarters tomorrow. Man, that Ted. I hope he just went back home by himself. He's probably fine. But I'll hurry home just in case. Well, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bora lá. Sabe o que eu não acredito? Velvet Room, oi Igor. Olá, Igor. Não, a gente se encontrou no dia passado. Ô Blake, qual tu acha que é a aparência da Velvet Room do 4? É a verdade. É a verdade.
If we continue driving blindly, we up leading you further away from the mystery that you must reach. Well, why don't we take a moment to look back?
É uma limusine.
It was for that purpose that
Uma limusine. O que tem a ver? Eu não sei. A do 3 eu também acho legal, que é um elevador. Se tu acha simples, é que tu não viu a do 1, que literalmente é uma sala que não tem nada. Não, tem os negócios azul, as cortinas e tal, mas o Igor fica em pé e não, porque 100% do tempo ele tá sentado. E tipo assim, no 2 eu não sei como é a sala. Mas no 3 eu sei que é muita. A partir do 3 é que foi mudando. Mas eu quero entender por que a do 4 é uma limusine. Eu amo uma limusine rica, com bebida, comida. Não, e também porque o protagonista, ele foi acusado injustamente de um crime. É por causa dos temas do jogo. Dos temas do jogo. O tema do 4 é verdade. É você buscar a verdade, encarar a si mesmo. Encarar a verdade sobre seus sentimentos. Aí a sala de veludo, que é onde você funde os personas, tem a aparência de uma limusine. E é uma limusine rica, com bebida alcoólica, comida. Não, luxúria tá no 5. No 5 é que é pecado capital, aqui não é não. Ei, ô Blake, tu pode ir no meu canal e ver lá, que eu tô transmitindo aqui. Não, eu só vou mostrar a limusine. Eu vou mostrar. Eu só tenho que ficar livre. O jogo só tem que me liberar. É só isso que o jogo tem que fazer. Ei, ô Blake, tu já fundiu o Satanael?
No luck for me either. I didn't sense anything over there. It's so dense, it might be affecting my readings. I wish I could do better. I'm sorry.
Ted. Don't tell me he really went back to his world this time.
Aí, ô Blake, tipo, o do 3 é um elevador, beleza. Beleza. Porque no final ele é importante pro final. No 4 eu não sei, porque eu estou encaminhando pro final. Então,
Just have to believe in him for now. He plays dumb a lot, but he's attached to us deep down. He wouldn't disappear without saying anything, right?
I'm worried for Teddy myself, but let's trust in him and await his return. Right now we must concentrate on the case. It won't be long before Namatame is transferred to another location.
ô Blake, talvez eu consiga maximizar todos os membros da party em uma run. Eu já maximizei quase todos, só falta duas. Só falta as duas últimas mulheres do grupo para adicionar no harém. Você pode fazer harém sem problema no 4, sem problema. Eu peguei todas as meninas do grupo. É o único que eu fiz isso. É o único que eu fiz isso. Porque todas as garotas desse jogo são maravilhosas. Não é que nem o 5 que você fica com medo. Não é que nem o 5 você não pode fazer areia, senão você apanha no Dia dos Namorados. Pois no quatro não tem isso. No 4 e no 3 não tem isso. Das namoradas. Porque todas ficam sabendo que você traía elas. Mas tu tá. Peraí. Play, tu tá no Path do Kamoshida no NG+, ou tu começou um novo jogo? Então tu já pode fundir o Satanael. Como que você não tem persona? Tá lá tudo no compêndio. É que tem troféu. Confidence. Não é mais Social Link no 5. Não, porque Social Link não te dá habilidade. No 5 você ganha habilidades.
You raise a good point. If he thinks that salvation comes only through death, his words to us make no sense. And another thing, the Namatame who appeared on the Midnight Channel said he failed to save Nanako-chan.
Well, maybe he really was trying to save the victims by putting them inside the TV. Come on, don't get all quiet like that. You guys know I just say the first dumb thing that pops into my head.
The possibility that he truly intended to save us.
But he's still the one who threw in Saki-senpai and that announcer, right? Sure, we haven't nailed down his motives, but that doesn't change the fact that he killed them. Or what? You think someone else was involved? What makes you think so?
Calma, mami.
But that points straight at Namatame. So you're saying Mitsuo did it? Dude, if Mitsuo was the original killer, why the hell did he do such a half-assed job of... Come on, we gotta... Warning letter. Oh yeah. Whatever happened to that thing?
If Namatame's the killer, he must have been the one who wrote it, right?
Let's review them. Yes, that's right.
Isn't that kind of odd? Would someone who thinks he's saving people by killing them write stuff like, don't rescue or kill?
Yeah, and the will be put in and killed part doesn't make sense either. If the killer was writing it, wouldn't it be more like, I'll put in and kill?
Hey, could this mean... Yeah, it's almost like someone else wrote this letter.
But only the killer would write such a letter and deliver it to Dojima-san's house, right? If someone else wrote it, that could only mean...
Dear God. Since this is such an unusual case, I was absolutely convinced that other than the Kubo incident, there was one culprit.
So, Namatame really was trying to save his victims?
Everything is exactly the opposite of what it first seemed. In Namatame's parlance, failing would have been the first two cases when the victims died. If he had used his method twice and failed both times, he would hardly have continued using the TV. And yet he did. It all seems to suggest that someone else wrote this warning letter while observing the entire case.
Someone else? Then it wasn't Namatame that killed Saki-senpai and the announcer?
We can't say for certain yet. We urgently need to speak with Namatame face to face.
Bora lá, Procuradores da Verdade. Rank 2. Vambora. The Secrets of Truth.
How though? After what happened yesterday, they said they're gonna tighten security.
I have a plan, but there's no time to waste. Let's hurry to the hospital.
Bora lá pro hospital.
Hey, this place is off limits.
I'm a consultant with the police. I'd like a few words with Namatame-san.
Tava dizendo
May I go
errado.
in?
This is Unit 252, requesting confirmation on an ID. Name of Naoto Shirogane.
Understood. I see. Well, you're on the list. I can give you a few minutes, but I'll have to record your conversation with him for security purposes. Not that I expect you'll get anything coherent out of the guy. He's been spouting nothing but gibberish.
I'd like him to accompany me as well. He has no identification, but this is an emergency situation, and he's here in Detective Dojima's stead.
Huh? Detective Dojima sent him? I wasn't informed of this.
I'll vouch for his identity.
Well, I guess it's better than dealing with the man himself. We have our hands full with the transport procedures, so the last thing we need is Detective Dojima running wild. Detective Adachi is busy somewhere too. This is Unit 252. Huh? I see.
Has something happened?
Something about a suspicious object out in the lobby.
Ah, well then, this works out nicely. You should back up your colleagues downstairs. We'll keep watch over Namatame-san. A disturbance in a hospital lobby, after all. It sounds serious.
If anything happens, hit the nurse call button. I'll leave the rest to you.
Understood. Please be careful. I knew they were undermanned, but I didn't expect it to go this smoothly.
O Mac.
Wow! There's nothing much inside that suspicious object, so he won't be gone long.
All right, and now's our chance to talk to Namatame.
E ele entrou de novo.
Namatame-san, there's something we'd
Não,
like to ask
também.
you.
Tá estranho.
It's tempting to think that you were the culprit behind this entire case, and to be honest, there are many in this town who hope you are, but we are here to learn the truth. So please, answer our
Também tá
questions.
mutado. Não, o bot de música. E me adiciona na PSN ou cabeça? Eu já mandei. Não, é porque eu tô na call pelo PS5, no Discord. Aí tu tá aqui, eu só mandei. Aí.
Huh? Me?
No. That's why.
Then tell me if my estimation is correct so far. After discovering the Yamano and Konishi incidents, you realized an appearance on the Midnight Channel meant certain death. Thus, to save her from that fate, you kidnapped Yukiko Amagi. You couldn't let her be killed, so you threw her into the TV, preventing the killer in this world from reaching her. And you repeated the process, as more individuals appeared on the Midnight Channel. It all falls into place. His body is weak, but his mind is sound. He's trying to tell us the truth.
Yeah, but if the stuff he's saying is true...
There's another killer who murdered the first two victims?
Indulge us in a few more questions.
I have no idea. What are you... I didn't know. I never thought...
As I thought.
You... Did they find him? Did they find... My...
Please calm down. Our ability to find the culprit rests on you. We know about the other world. In fact, we're the only ones who can fully understand what you have to say.
Only...
We did blame you for everything at first, but now I think we can accept whatever you got to tell us as truth.
Please, tell us everything you can, calmly and slowly.
You willing to listen?
story? All right. Soon after my affair with Mayumi became, I returned to my parents' home, and I started drinking heavily. I hadn't been able to reach Mayumi at all. Mayumi. She'd been disgraced on all the afternoon shows and forced to resign from the program she was on. I caused her so much trouble. I wanted to at least apologize to her, but I couldn't even do that. I lost the will, and then, one day, the rumor... Since I had nothing better to do, I sat down blankly in front of the TV and watched. And all of a sudden, Mayumi? The Mayumi inside the TV looked as if she was calling to me for help. Mayumi? Mayumi! When I reached out unthinkingly to touch her, my arm disappeared into the TV. I was so shocked that I lost my balance and nearly...
Perguntem.
I was so scared. I couldn't understand what just happened. I thought maybe in the end, I decided to think of it as just a dream. The next afternoon when I got to work, that wasn't what broke me though. It was Mayumi, and not just that. I was dumbstruck. But later on, I remember the image of Mayumi I'd seen that night. Was it not a dream? Could it really have been an SOS from Mayumi? I hadn't touched another TV because the first time was so terrifying, and I confirmed. So that image, was it so? That's how I felt.
And eventually, you learned of the Midnight Channel.
I remember when Mayumi was alive, she was chasing a rumor. I'd heard about it before, but I thought... But then Mayumi appeared on it. The more I thought about it, the harder it became to believe that the two events... Soon after that, I came back to Inaba to answer the police. Lost my job, and I want then. On another rainy night, she looked like she was calling for help. The first thing that came into my mind was, maybe this girl...
And that was Saki-senpai.
I'd been following all the news about Mayumi, so I noticed right away that she was the girl who found Mayumi's body. And if my hunch was right, she'd be the next victim. I didn't want her to die the way Mayumi did, so I desperately kept watching. I was consumed with the idea of rescuing her. Then, little by little, her image...
It became sharper?
How did you find out it was her?
After I came back, my father couldn't bear to see me in such low spirits, and gave me a job with the family business. I met that girl when I delivered a package to the liquor store. After agonizing over it, but that same night, she looked as if she was peeing in gold. That's why I warned her. Come on! The next day, I knew she was going to be murdered, but I couldn't save her. There was no one who depended on me. Mayumi was the only one who accepted me for who I was, but she was murdered. And I was beside myself.
You really did love Miss Yamano.
Yes. Before I was married, my wife made it big in show business. I was happy for her, but it put a strain on our relationship.
I think I can kind of relate.
It was around that time when I met Mayumi. She was interviewing our candidate for the next election. She was a big-name announcer, but she only worked with local stations, and her attitude towards what we both came from Inaba, so she was easy to talk to. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't help getting intimate with her. She gave meaning to my life. Soon after Saki-san was found dead, yet another girl appeared.
She'll be kidnapped next. And murdered. I can't let her end up like Mayumi and that other girl. This time, I'm gonna do something. My opponent was a murderer who left no clues to his identity. I thought hard about what I could do to protect her from someone like that. I'll never convince her. If she gets suspicious and they arrest me, who'll save her then? The girl inside the TV. And that's when I apparently had the power to go through the TV screen. Then, what if I put her into the TV and give her shelter there before the killer gets her? What are you trying to tell me? That it's safe over there?
Eu tô quieto mesmo. Eu tô quieto. Eu não tô mutado. Eu só tô calado. Ah. Oxi. What?
If she's inside the TV, there's no way they can find her. It felt as if everything was starting to come together in my mind. Could it be that Mayumi gave me that power to prevent any more victims from meeting her fate? Was it my mission to save people? But there was a big problem. If I explained the situation to the victim, they wouldn't understand. I had already tried that and failed miserably. It seemed the only thing I could do was to take them away. If that was my mission, I'd just have to do it. Or so I thought. Mayumi, please lend me your strength.
Que foi, Guilherme? Não, tá falando do remédio. Pegmina.
Também vão sair, cara. Ele vai ficar enchendo o saco. Gente. Oi, gente. Jake tá mutado. Blake tá mutado. Nina, pega a formiga. Pega a formiga, Nina. Chato.
I thought I was the only one who could help them. I did call the police. I knew the area well, thanks to my job. I had a large I thought my job as a delivery man would be the perfect cover for my mission. But
Outro que é louco, pode fechar pouco.
Sério, sai. Abre e fecha rapaz, não sai.
Meu pecado não tem, né? Eu acho que não, porque tem um aqui. Eu não tenho nunca mais.
Vai, Nina.
police were after me, so I had to get away.
Mas como é que a gente
I
fez?
needed to do everything I could to save that poor little girl. That's why I went in after her. But the TV world was completely different than I imagined. I knew that the three of you who I saved went back to your normal lives, so I didn't realize how... I never knew. You couldn't even get out of that place on your own. No. That's a cowardly way to put it. I'd probably already begun to realize that it was a dangerous place. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have gone to see you all.
See us? Wait, are you talking about the concert we did at Junes?
Yes. I wanted to know why the ones I saved were all hanging out with each other, and how much you remembered. But in the end, I couldn't bring myself to say anything and ran home. I must have felt too guilty. But all the doubts and anxieties I'd been unconsciously suppressing exploded out when I entered the television myself. I thought I was going insane. I probably did. And you know the rest. When I came to...
You really were trying to save people.
But I ended up doing just the opposite. What a fool. I always wanted to enter the world of politics, and but after losing my job and the woman I loved, all I had left was this power. I convinced myself that world was some sort of sanctuary, and I secretly believed I never doubted what I saw on TV, and believed everything. I didn't think for myself that I'm to blame for all of this. Yes, I agree. I have no intentions of running away from my crimes. I'm prepared to face the consequences. Kidnapping is already a serious crime. And on top of it, all those lives in danger.
Será?
I'm sorry.
The neighboring channel and the other world, you can hardly be blamed for failing to understand them properly.
Fechou, Guilherme?
Tô fechando. Aí, fechou. Sobe aqui. Isso. Ô, garoto. Patinha. Patinha.
Deixa aqui que ela.
Chama ele. Entendeu? Entendeu?
We must apologize to you as well. Had we let our emotions blind us to the truth, we would have piled all the responsibility on you.
I guess from your point of view, people did stop dying once you started saving people.
Mano, só você.
Believed you were preventing their deaths.
Adachi's. We'll be leaving now.
Wait. I beg you, please, find whoever's behind.
It's all clear now. He never committed any murders. It was another party who threw the first two victims into...
Now get out of here! I told you, he's almost Shh. Better not see you rascals here again.
Nanako-chan looks like she's in pain.
This was the last place we saw Teddy, right?
How can he flake out like this when we have to find the real killer?
The police consider the matter closed. We'll have to do all the investigation from here on out. Let's revisit Saki-san and Miss Yamano's incidents.
But it's been over 6 months. Wouldn't the trail be cold by now?
I know, but we can't give up. We're the only ones who understand what's really going on. And you never know. People might remember some things now because they've had so much time to think about it. Let's split up and talk to people all over town tomorrow. We'll meet up in the evening to discuss our findings.
I hope we can find out something about Teddy, too.
you